there. You're gonna be out there. Yeah, looking good by the shit, man. It is pouring outside. I wasn't sure how that was going to impact attendance. Crap ton of people here. My Suburban was hydroplaning a little bit. You can hear it on the microphone or whatnot. That's another badass coaching class over there. I should really start reading the sign as I walk by. I have no idea what they're coaching. Looks like they're having a blast. Awesome. Still have blood caked all over my. I got milk dead. I should probably clean it. Hello. Alrighty, what's that? Kellyanne, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Awesome. Alrighty, I am. Let's pray. Lord Jesus, make sure everybody here has a great time, has a blast, pushes their limits. One of my students just walked by. Pushes their limits, hurts themselves a little bit in the good way. Yeah. Make sure everybody kicks their own ass tonight and then wakes up feeling like $1,000,000. Amen. I bought new gloves right when I started here. They're Everlast, was like the cheapest option or whatnot. They're brand new and they're so stiff it's kind of rolling my hand a little bit. Like I was thinking about it analytically after I left. I've been thinking about it for a couple of days, but Six Sigma is my world. Statistics is my world, and it's super interesting. Like What's the most significant variable? The newness of my gloves, the stiffness of the padding on the inside, the new floor that I'm also not accustomed to. I think the bag is just like everything else I've used. Yeah. I'm adjusting my style to find a new groove. Like there's some external variable here that's throwing off my flow a little bit. It's super interesting. I like it. What up, dude? Awesome. All right, I just got here, so let me start. They have music on, but I can barely hear it. The music's in my head, baby. I just threw a goofy punch. It's the gloves that like rolls my fist a little bit. I was using some old gloves that I had forever at my last spot. So it was squishy in ways these brand new gloves are not. And I haven't totally adjusted my conditioned response to stuff yet. Here, here. Say so good. Say so good. What do you want me to say? I don't know, but this face was made for the movies. Made for the movies.
I tried.
What's up? What's up? One of the happiest guys in the building. some in the book. Awesome. Okay, let me read it. What are you doing, man? Is that for ya, Bernard? Bow job, Bernard? Awesome, welcome. If you would hit harder, you would injure your wrist. This is not how to hit a heavy bag or at all. Well, it depends on what you're doing, right? So what I'm going to instill, what I'm going to describe here, is this heavy bag is a tool you can use in all sorts of different situations, right? So there's not one size fits all. There's not one way to punch a heavy bag. And actually thinking about that is the greatest weakness you got. And it's everybody, so none of this is pointed, you know. What you're describing is like the starting point of understanding. After that, like spoiler alert, there's all sorts of stuff you can do on a bike. You know, some of it's pretty, some of it's not pretty. You know, and it's kind of like running. You know, running's beneficial for boxing, but you're not boxing when you're running. It's a different thing, right? But they're both beneficial. What I'm doing is like that. Yeah. It enables me to do stuff that those who don't do this can do. Actually, my concluding point, you know, this is like a nightly conversation, but my concluding point is that balance is more important than what it looks like, and you can't see balance, right? So the thing that's most important in boxing, you can't see at all. You cannot see it with your eyeballs, right? Isn't that crazy? The most important thing, similar to dark matter, representing 90% of the universe's mass or our galaxy's mass, you can't see it. Is it important? It's 90% more important than everything else. Balance, 90% more important than everything else. You just can't see it. It's a measurement bias. Cognitive bias, fools. Yeah. Well, you know, it's the same for everybody, so it's just part of the journey. Once you get your ass kicked enough, you know, in the gym or in a fight or in like a boxing match or whatnot, like once you get your ass kicked enough, you start looking for solutions to those problems. And then that's where you find all these pathways to enlightenment. It doesn't happen on its own. Loss of ego. Carl Jung, fools. Bit harder to answer that. Man, you hit with the backside of your hand. Nah, it's just an optical illusion. Well, kind of. But I'm really just, it's closer to vertical in my glove. The way I have it twist is to keep the glove from falling off. You know, I don't make a fist like normal people do. I hit loose. Right? Like I just hit with the 3 knuckles. I don't make a fist at all. Like you don't need to. Like making a fist is that's a fallacy also. It's an illusion. Kind of like punching hard. In reality, once you get good enough, you don't have to make a fist. You just hit them with the knuckles. Structurally, your fingers have serve no purpose. Like what do your fingers do? Nothing. And it slows you down. Zero advantage, major negatives. And you hit with the backside of the answer down. And okay, one last point, and then I'm going to go back to it before I cool down. So the way my hand is hitting the bag has nothing to do with intent. Like I'm not trying to do it like that. What I am doing is trying to throw with no muscles whatsoever, and structurally, that's like an output of the structural inputs of my body type. Like that's when I throw at the path of least resistance. That's how it ends up on the bag. Like it's not a visual thing; it's a mechanical thing, and you can't see it. So then you got to ask yourself, does twisting your arm, you know, there's pros and cons, like profits and losses. Like does twisting your arm in, you know, whatever situation provide more benefit than losses? Because it does, it's a loss. Like it's ohms of resistance every time you flex. Like making a fist, is it more positive than negative? And once you get to my level, most of flexing, like basically all flexing is negative. You flex, when you get hit, it hurts worse. When you're loose, you just roll with it. When you punch loose, you just roll with it. You punch and miss, you can just roll with it. You punch all flexed and you miss, which is the most likely outcome of all boxing punches. If you're all flexed, you punch with big power and whatnot, you miss, you're just helpless for like the next 5 seconds until you catch your balance and whatnot. And boxers, since punching hard is the most common thing for punks to do, all boxing's designed around people trying to punch hard. It's like the dumbest thing you can do in boxing. It's the lowest level of boxing. And it's not real, you know, like it ends up being all arm punches. Like power, like actual hard punches come from your feet. It's all balance, right? And you gotta think like that too, it's super hard. Alright, back to it. So energy conservation, just expressing what's going on in my mind right now. So, oh yeah, it's only been like 1 minute. In boxing, like a 12-round fight, it's a marathon, right? Like it's not a sprint. The strategy is totally different. And how I'm trying to start here in round 1 is how my body works in round 12. So I'm trying to replicate the mechanical advantages I find at that brink of exhaustion in round 12. And I'm trying to start with that. Because when you're exhausted, when you can't lift your arms up anymore, you find the easiest, laziest ways to keep throwing punches, right? The trick is starting off with that understanding. because like you forget about it. Like it's like a daily thing, right? Yeah, that's the energy conservations. How you should fight in round 1 is or how you fight in round 12 is how you should fight in round 1. It's just super hard to do, and that's because of the ego and the positivity bias, and trying to look cool and all this other stuff. It's like hard. It's hard to do. Yeah. Awesome. Little fuzz. Fuzz summer. Maybe on the gloves. Oh, hey, I'm looking at my phone and I just realized there's commentary I didn't see. So let me read what I can see on this one. More like a slap, especially with lobbyists. The kinetic chain is broken. You don't get any power in your punches, brother. No one in the country has ever teach that and never will. So, first off, you assume that I'm trying to get power from my punches. Why? Why would you assume that? Right? What if I was deliberately not throwing power punches, which is how boxing works, right? That's a sweet science. You throw out 9 easy, nothing, distracting type punches to get the one power punch in there, right? So 90% of punches you throw in boxing are not power punches. What should you be training on the most? The thing you do 10% of the time or the thing you do 90% of the time? And this is everybody. It's like I feel like that was 2-pointed. Well, whatever, I'm describing, the journeys to enlightenment, right? Like the higher up you go, the closer you get, you go from Kung Fu Panda to whatever the turtle guy was. Right? It becomes smooth. It becomes very natural. But in the beginning, everybody starts off as Kung Fu Panda. Yep. Oh, and that's what I'm doing right here. This is like the smooth thing. And picture it like round 12. At round 12, they're not showing, they're not throwing slugging punches anymore. It's they're just working with what they got, what's left. The trick is to start with that. Boxing's a marathon, not a sprint. The default perception of boxing is a sprint. It's a sensationalism output by TV. It just looks silly and weird. Yeah, it's because that's how I warm up, and I'm not trying to look cool. Step 1 in boxing, accept not looking cool. It's weird, that's how kids hit. Yeah, actually, I was thinking about this earlier today. Little kids assume punching hard matters. So you want to be away from little kids in terms of ideology. If you think punching hard matters, you're just going to get destroyed in the ring. Like, it doesn't. It's not like that at all. It's all mechanical advantage. Who has the best cardio? That's not power punching, right? Cardio wins. Yeah. And because it looks silly, that means most people don't do it. It's awesome if you can do something that most people can't do, because most people suck at boxing. If you're like most people, you probably suck at boxing. Like, champions are the outliers. They're the limited. They're the 1%, not the 99%. And I'm describing what I had to go through too, like realizing that all the stuff you think is cool in street fighting is like the dumbest thing you can possibly do in boxing. It just doesn't work. But it feels cool. It sounds cool. It looks cool on paper. Let me see if I can read these. God, I wish I knew how to pronounce your name. Is it Boya? Bernard? Is it? No, this man is completely wrong. Some bull. It's because there again, you're assuming what I'm doing. Like, I find it super interesting every stream. Like, I'm telling you that I'm not doing what you assume I'm doing, but it doesn't change what you assume I'm doing. That's why rope-a-dope works. Like, you can tell people you're tricking them, and they probably just won't get it anyway. Super interesting. Psychological warfare, baby. That's the key to boxing. The hunting part, least important part of boxing. And it's completely answered that one. And there again, I'm just warming up. This is how I warm up. And it's optimized to my body type. It's optimized to me. Which I'm not like anybody else, and you're not like anybody else. Your optimum, the way you move optimally, should be unique to you. Because no two bodies are the same, right? Which nullifies any preconceived notion of this is how you box and this is how you don't box, right? It's not real. It's not real. There's a huge difference between Tyson Fury and Mayweather. Both great boxers. Biggs don't hit Backman. Yeah, that's well, I'm not sure if you're making fun of me, but that supports my point. Like, who cares? This is how I've learned to warm up, and it works the best. Yeah. So much so, I've run out of challengers. Awesome. Or it's not fair. It's not fair fight anymore. I feel bad about it. Have a good one. Big zone back there. That's in my home. Nice. Awesome. The Crow. Awesome. I love that movie when it came out. Oh, I quote Bruce Lee constantly. Brandon Lee was Bruce Lee's son. Synchronicities. This is The Crow. That was like later 90s, wasn't it? The movie. I think so. That's fuzz from my gloves. I just watched one of the fighters walk by. Now they're starting to pile in. Every night I come here, I run into a ton of my guys that are fighters around town. Super awesome. MMA, boxers around town. What's a politically correct term for a fighter? Competitor? Gladiator? I keep throwing weird with my right hand. It's the gloves. It's like there's too much padding. Or I'm just not used to the extra padding. I haven't become accustomed to it yet. Awesome. Keep your guard up. That's what I was trying to do. And spoiler alert, like in real life, you don't keep your guard up all the time. It's up and down. Like everything in boxing is ebbs and flows. It's dynamic, not stagnant, right? So nothing is true forever. Sometimes you keep your guard up, sometimes you don't. Right? If the guy's 20 feet away and you hold your guard up, you're wasting energy, and you need that energy. Right? The more you take the energy out of your arms, that's I'm trying to think of like a one-to-one the way to quantify it. Well, whatever. Let's say you hold your arms up inappropriately, it might cost you 5 punches worth of power because you're burning 5 punches worth of energy holding your arms up for no reason whatsoever. Same with everything else. Like boxing is always changing. It's a fog of war, baby. Like it's everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? Like no plan survives the first shot. And those are really hard concepts to grasp, to embrace. Like it's poison Kool-Aid. It's tricky to accept that reality because planning stuff feels good. Ego feels good. Boxing, step one, throw your ego out the window. It's not like that. Like sometimes you got to run away the whole fight. Sometimes you got to run after them the whole fight. And you should be ready to do both because you have no idea what the fight's going to require, right? You want to be the Americans, the creative, the ingenuity of the continental soldiers, not the rigid fighting structure of the British. My mouth is dry. The rigid structure of the British, right? Adaptability. Everything is adaptability. Yeah. Awesome. And actually, those rigid styles, that's a default of human perspective. That's a cognitive bias that we skew towards the comfort of knowing what's going on, right? It's uncomfortable to not know. So that's one of the things in boxing. You just got to be comfortable not knowing. Like you have no idea. Maybe the guy starts kicking your ass. What are you going to do? Keep doing the same thing? No, that would be insane. You would change. You would do whatever the hell you have to do to win. And that's the mindset you should get into. Like, yep, I want to do this, but if I have to do this, I'll do it. Or I'm going to do whatever the hell I have to do to win. Yeah. Which might be plan A. It might be plan F. You have no idea. Awesome. Oh yeah, I'm going to read these and I'm going to go back to it. Keep your heart up. I already spoke to that. What are you doing? So this is my balance. All I'm doing is I'm taking the weight of the glove, which is 16 ounces, and I'm taking the weight of my arm, let's call it 30 pounds, and I'm moving it outside of my center of balance, right? And that momentum pulls me forward, right? So when I do these little baby punches, I'm working my fast twitch muscles. Not only am I teasing my balance, which is helping me like build the neural pathways to, I'm picturing like Sonic the Hedgehog, where he bounces off a Dr. Robotnik's car enough that it starts to create like the outer edge of the perimeter. Well, that's what I'm doing. Every one of these little baby punches I throw, it teases, it puts like a little dot. I'm a visual thinker, so I'm picturing all of this. But it puts like a little dot on the scope of your center of balance, right? And if you do it enough times, your brain scopes out your like exact center of balance. And that's what you want. That's how you capitalize on every opportunity that presents itself. Because, fog of war, you have no idea what the environmental variables are going to be. You have no idea how the fight's going to go. No idea. Nobody does. Lean into that. Embrace it. That is boxing reality. That's fighting reality. That's life reality. All right, we can tie this back into gym. We're talking about gym mindset, working out mindset, right? Don't be rigid. It's all about growth. It's about fighting the old you and forming the new you. Right? Fighting your old ideas, your old preconceived conceptions of how things are supposed to work, and then blossoming into a new version. And you don't know what that's at. You know, life is transformational. You're a butterfly, baby. What time did I get here? Did I get here early? Because now the place is like totally filling up. The treadmills are maxed. Awesome. There's like a line of people coming in. Sure. What time is it? This must be prime time. Why are you throwing like that? Did I already answer that? I don't remember. I think I already answered that, but just in case I didn't. I'm messing with my center of balance right now. Because you're supposed to punch from your feet, not from your arms, right? Kicker. Not only do you have to fight your brain because your brain wants to think of your arms, but you have to fight that momentum of the weight of your arm moving outside of your center of balance. It pulls you forward. I picture this like the backswing in golf. You know, the backswing matters. In boxing, being able to punch, miss completely, because that's the most probabilistic result, and then still catch your arm and be in perfect position for the second punch, the third punch, the fourth punch, the fifth punch. Like, that's how you do combos. You're just so loose, you can capitalize on any opportunity as it presents itself. Watch Pacquiao. Pacquiao's just throwing punches. Those are all like little punches. But you hit somebody right on the button, you'll still drop them. You know, just the weight of your arm is 30 pounds, right? Think of a 30-pound ball hitting you in the head. Like, it doesn't have to be going that fast to hurt you. But when you fight all loose, when you train like I do, my arm weighs the same if it's going 5 miles per hour or 100 miles per hour, right? So what I do is I train to be really loose so I can whip my arm really, really fast. Because my arm weighs the same. The faster, the better. In every which possible way. You flex, it slows you down. Flexing slows you down. And it doesn't make your arm weigh anymore. Like it's all negative. It's a fallacy. Flexing feels good. Yeah, I'm describing it in terms of boxing, right? Boxing, you just want to be relaxed, and I think it's that way in most sports. Boxing's, the only one I know really well, but I have the impression it's like that. We're just talking about peak physical ability. It gets that way. I believe it's the same in weightlifting. It's a different. You're grunting and whatnot. Intuitively, it's like the polar opposite of what I'm saying right now. But the higher level mindset's the same thing. Everybody here's the fighter, right? You're kicking your own ass. Awesome. With kicker being that your own ass fights back. Awesome. Keep talking too much, it's throwing off my groove. Awesome. It's a lack of class. Give me a class and I'll be back in my groove. My coaching groove. So I thought last time, when we get the class going again, what I did previously, and I'm planning to do it again, is I'll show up an hour early, 2 hours early, and I'll get my personal workout in before that class workout started. So then it ended up being like 3 hours a night, times 3 nights a week. Awesome. That's what we're gonna go back to. How's it going? Yeah, I'm not really working on my footwork. Actually, they have the fancy rubber mats down here, like the traction things. Last student didn't have that. It's actually throwing me off a little bit, in a positive way. Awesome. Jab, hook, uppercut. Yeah, if I'm as I get into it, the music's a little bit quieter tonight than it was previously. Music makes a big difference. Like as I warm up, oh hey, I thought it was as I was punching just now. Runner's high. So as you warm up, the goal is to get to that runner's high, that state of runner's high, whatever the scientific label is for it. You zone out. Right, that's the goal. That's where you want to be. You're trying to get to that point of zoning out, right? And the more you think of how you're punching, the more you analyze your own movements and all that other stuff, the more analytical you get, the further away from that zoned out runner high you'll be, right? When I describe trying to tune into the music, this is what I'm referring to. You want to get into that jogging kind of runner side, right? And that's the best way to warm up. Like get into that. It's I'm picturing it now like overdrive. If you're cruising at 60, that's where you want to be mentally. The more you think, the more it's throwing off your body. The mind and body are like two separate things, right? It's a thing. And the more you focus on your body, the more everything gets all screwed up. I recommend you just zone out. In boxing, that's kind of a weird metaphor, but it's how I picture it. Like a great white shark, when it jumps up, when it breaches out of the water to bite some, the eyes roll in the back of its head, Well, that's where you got to be in boxing, like a pit bull, You're not really thinking. You're just feeling. You're just into the groove. Like your analytical side shuts off. Like boxing is a feel. It's not a think, it's a feel. You feel boxing. Yeah. The coaches on the outside, they're the ones that do the analytical stuff. Why? Because analytical stuff is slow. Thinking fast, thinking slow. The feel part is fast. The feel moves at the speed of boxing. Thinking does not move at the speed of boxing. Right? Which is why you have coaches in your corner. Otherwise, you wouldn't need them. All right, back to it. I just missed the bag. Did you see that? Awesome. My gloves are all sweaty. It slipped off. This place is packed. I have like 30 treadmills. I see like 2 of them open. Awesome. Awesome. All right, I'm good. I saw the sauna was down. So what am I gonna do? Take a long shower. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. All right. God bless you all. What day is it today? Today's Thursday. Well, I've worked out every day this week. I might as well keep it going, eh? By me saying this publicly, I'm like peer pressuring myself into showing up again. All 7 days this week. As of right now, I don't have an excuse not to. Awesome. All right. Oh, shit. I gotta take my gloves off. Alrighty. God bless you all. Thank you for joining us. I hope you all have a great night and join us again tomorrow. Oh, yeah, seriously. Okay, I'm going to do 90%, 90, let's call it 92% positive. I will see you tomorrow about 6 p.m.-ish Central. And then probably Saturday, and then probably also again on Sunday. Yeah. All right. God bless you all. I hope you push your limits. Fly as high as you can. All right. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow.